When you think of Florida, what comes to mind? Beaches, citrus fruit, theme parks? This is true, but the Sunshine State is well known for something else. Football. According to the CNN Bleacher Report, Florida has the top high school recruiting class for 2014. The Sunshine State is a hotbed for talent, literally. Even the ladies are picking up the pigskin. The warm weather allows kids to develop their athletic skills year-round. The average temperature high during November in Florida is 76 degrees. The low is only 62. The warm weather allows people to hang outside in the fall and winter months. While it's snowing in the north, children are outside in shorts prepping for the next season down south. The speed and athleticism of Florida athletes is attractive to top Division I football programs. 12 of the 32 teams that ever play in the BCS championship games are Florida or Alabama teams. In the class of 2015, 4 of the top 10 recruits are from the Sunshine State. College teams want speed because they're converting to a spread offense. A spread offense is designed to stretch the defense out. The offensive players spread out across the field, causing the defensive players to adjust. The offense then takes advantage of the open holes. To run the spread successfully, you need speed. That's what you get when you recruit in the Sunshine State. Florida A&M High head football coach Ira Reynolds is the longest tenured coach in the Tallahassee area. He says it's a number of things that separate Florida athletes.
Most of Florida, especially the southern area, is a hot climate, so kids can participate in activities, whether it be football or track, year-round. As you may know, Florida is the highest recruited state for football. And as far as our culture is concerned, well, everybody loves it. It is the hottest thing going on in the state. Now, there are other sports that kids participate in, but football is the dominant one. Much have changed over the last 20 years. It used to start in high school, now it's Pop Warner. And the reason is Pop Warner, particularly in this area, has really increased the participation in football. With the local city league, there was weight restriction and what have you, and that eliminated a lot of kids from playing. But Pop Warner has really increased the participation.
In today's society, sports recruiting is similar to military recruiting. Kids are molded and scouted during their youth. Levy Park Titan Pee Wee head coach Alton Hall has been coaching the 8 to 10-year-olds for 3 years. His teams have won 3 straight city championships. Middle school and high school coaches scout his practices to recruit their next superstar.
It starts now. You're gonna have kids that come out and out of that 36 group, you're gonna have at least about 7 of them. That's real good. And then out of that 7, you're gonna have about 2 of them that's real good. And people like the other. Pop Warner or other football leagues gonna look at them 2 or 3 kids out of that 7, because I just narrowed it down, just give you a ratio of it, and they're gonna want those kids to play on their team when they leave my team, actually because of the age group. Because after 10, you can't play for me no more. So those kids that's really doing it, all the stunts and all the good like quarterbacks and running backs in the exact skill position are leaving me. So guess what? You got other coaches coming to me asking me, hey, can I get that guy? Or they'll go to the parents behind my back and ask, can I get that? Can I have your child?
Hall's team is loaded with talent, but he has one standout named, Sean McClendon Jr.
You know what I'm saying? Sean a wonderful kid, man. Sean McClendon, he's a wonderful kid, very respectful, he's a well-going kid. He helps him out in my offense and myself. Like, he tell me, hey, coach, man, you remember this? Or he had his arm broke at the beginning of the season, so he couldn't play. You know what I'm saying? So he had to sit out 3 games. He got a little upset about that.
Sean picked up the football at the age of 6. And at the age of 10, he's a young stud. He says all the attention at such a young age is cool.
I felt great.
Felt great? Okay, what could you have done better or worse?
I could have blocked better for my team. And
Okay. And then how does it feel to score 3 touchdowns in the game before the championship?
it feels great. I keep myself up.
Sean's father, Sean McClendon Sr., supports his son to the fullest.
It's like that's all he talks about is playing football and wanting to play football, going to high school football, trying to hopefully go to the next level playing football. And the preparation he does, like he goes to this thing called SAT, Success Athletic Training. He does that during the week.
like 2 or 3 times during the week he goes to that just to try to stay in shape and prepare for football. So it's a dream of his. So hopefully it comes true.
The Levy Park Titan Pee Wee team went undefeated and won the city championship in the fall of 2014. Across town, Zaire Riley is already training for the 2015 season. Zaire plays for the Woodville Jaguars. His team won the Pee Wee Division Championship this season as well. Riley's season ended a few weeks prior to McClendon's, but his mother signed him up for a YMCA flag football team.
I mean, with the football in his hand, it just seemed so natural for him. So he played soccer, and, you know, he loved it. We put him on the football field, and he just took over the sport. He was always, from the age of 3, he was always the kid that had to have the ball. He was always serious. I can remember at the age of 3 in the middle of a game when everybody else was just kind of laughing, and he said, "I'm serious. This is a serious sport. I'm not out here to play." And I swear, he was 3 years old. So, you know, I said this is definitely his thing. And of course, when you have a lot of people telling you in your ear, a lot of guys saying that kid is going to go somewhere and be something, then you make sure that he continues.
Zaire had an opportunity to attend NFL camps. The experience gave him access to elite training from players and coaches.
It helped me a lot because I learned how to catch better, and with the experience, I got to meet pro NFL players.
And what did the pro NFL players tell you?
They were just talking as a group. They weren't talking specific.
What did they tell you guys at the camps?
That there's 1 out of 10 chance to make it to the NFL.
Zaire's mom attended the camps as well. She said Zaire received special attention from everyone.
And they would always say, "This boy will play in the NFL one day." And, you know, always making sure that I stay on top of him and keep him involved, and making sure that I keep him in camps and playing football, because they continue to tell me he definitely will play, because they felt that he has that aggression that they don't see in a lot of kids. And so, you know, I appreciate it, but I don't want him to feel like he's uncoachable. I don't want him to think that he's so good because he's been told he was so good for so long that no one can tell him anything.
It's true kids are being sold NFL dreams before they reach middle school, but how do you know if the player has the it factor?
That has a lot to do with our Lord and Savior who created us, and genes, genetics in the family. A lot of them work hard and end up being a decent player, but you can tell those ones are gifted. And that, to that extent, if they become hard workers in their craft, they end up being the ones that go to the next level and the level above it.
Meet DeAnthony McGriff. McGriff was the starting quarterback for Leon High School in Tallahassee, Florida. His combination of size, speed, and athleticism has schools all over the country sending letters his way.
I was always bigger than the other kids. So every time I get the ball, I just run and score. Every time I get the ball, man. It's exciting to see. So I guess, you know, you can tell when someone got it when you're young.
Any other sports that you played besides football?
I tried basketball.
Your mother was telling me that
I used to foul out all the time.
Real aggressive.
Fouling out, yeah. Swinging elbows, doing football moves, doing crazy stuff, man.
So you were always bigger than everybody?
Yeah, that's all we have to do, play football, be outside, man. On weekends, grandma put you outside 8 o'clock in the morning, we'll come back in at 8 at night. Running around playing football.
McGriff was one of the few freshmen to play on the varsity football team.
So 9th grade year, I moved to varsity and got to a little scuffle and then suspended from football. So going into that spring of going to the spring of the season, my 10th grade year, South Carolina was the very first school ever sent me a letter, they ever talked to me, they ever did it. So going into 10th grade, on the 10th grade year, I broke my ankle, but they were talking about it.
That spring, head coach Tim Coakley decided to try him out at quarterback. It was a great decision. D finished with over 2,500 yards of total offense and 30 touchdowns.
I just saw him throw a ball, and I thought I had an idea that he could play there. But as far as being recruited for college, he's a big, strong, fast kid. And that's who they recruit these days. If you can run and you're strong, then they'll recruit you.
Ball. ball out spring. That's when I really started getting out on the radar. Then went to a couple of combines. Then junior year, I just spazzed. Just went off. Got my first offer in December. And after that, man, I was doing like 2 or 3 offers a day. It's kind of funny being home or whatever. To tell your mom now that you're just a little baby, but then the world seems different. You just gotta stay humble about it.
In the spring of 2014, D announced his commitment to Auburn University. He will be on a full ride athletic scholarship. This season was a dream come true for D. He received his official invitation to the Under Armour All-American game on his birthday. D's mother, Laterica Kinsey, has been beside her son through the entire journey.
I'm very excited about it because we really been through a lot, and for him to just go out and just do his thing. And I always told him, whatever that you want to do, you just do it and make sure you shine. So when he got the chance to do what he could do on his football field, and he was just everywhere, I was very excited. Hearing people, even the coaches, saying that they feel like and they believe that he can go, he's going to play Sunday night football, Monday night football in the NFL or whatever, however they say it. And being a mom, you're always happy for your child no matter what, So I just tell him, just stay focused.
D was already having a rough season, but things took a turn for the worst against arch rival Lincoln High. D suffered a season-ending knee injury in the 42-14 loss to the Trojans. The injury seemed minor at first, but Leon High athletic trainer Alan Morales feared for the worst. He wanted D to get an MRI on his knee to see how bad the damage was. Mr. Morales was right. Doctors believed that D's knee was injured in 4 places, but they had to cut him open to see.
Had an injury where, during the game, he was running, tried to make a cut, and he had his foot planted in one direction, and he tried going another direction, and that caused a tearing of the ACL ligament, along with the meniscus.
D'Anthony McGriff had surgery on November 13, 2014. He was released the same day.
How did you feel when you first found out you had to have surgery? Speak on that.
Man, I almost cried, bro. Like, surgery, especially my first time. But then at the same time, I just want to go ahead and get over it so I can be back to playing football.
D is making a speedy recovery. His recovery time is 6 to 9 months. The injury reinforced the importance of education to D.
I see football as my way out. Football is a way for me to get out, man. So each and every day, bro, I go hard.
Why do you feel like you can't make it education?
Because I can, but I won't make it if I went out like education, I'd end up at some like TCC and have to transfer. But by me playing football, it gives me an extra jump to a bigger university to learn. I mean, you learn the same thing, but it kind of gives me a bigger jump out there.
Parents say education is above all.
Education, I always tell them, it's God first, academics, then sports.
Oh, is the most important thing. We can put the football down for the rest of his life if his grades aren't right.
Colleges want student athletes. Keyword, student.
Education is essential to playing any sport if you want to go to the next level. Of course, in order to qualify, you must meet the requirements to earn a scholarship, and then it's just flat ability. I myself was part of academic and athletic scholarship, and I've always stressed education first, student athlete. So you got to become a student first before you become an athlete.
Collegiate sports are a business. Players must produce academically and learn playbooks thicker than textbooks. You must be well-rounded in all aspects to play on a professional level. There is less than a 1% chance of being active on a 53-man NFL roster. Make sure your superstar has a backup plan.